Zin nodded and said with a somewhat arrogant expression, I hope the TMPD and the Japanese Homeland Security Department can understand this truth. Sometimes, the necessary surgery is still required, leaving the cancerous tissue in the body. It will only drag down the whole city, and I just fly over and perform a precise surgical operation on Tokyo. Takehiko Ito nodded in agreement, but he said in his heart, damn, this Zin is a real dog. The more you talk, the more shame you get. Zin looked at the time and smiled. Mr. Ito, your body is still injured. I won't bother you anymore. The nutritional supplements I brought you are all very good natural medicinal materials and ingredients. I look forward to a speedy recovery. With that, Zin's right hand, since we all have the intention of deep cooperation with each other, then I will wait for your body to recover, and we will move forward together hand in hand. Takehiko said seriously, no problem. You and I keep communicating at any time. Okay. Zin laughed and said, if this is the case, then I will leave first. Takehiko nodded. Mr. Su, walk slowly, I won't see you off here. Zin hastily patted him on the shoulder. Mr. Ito, you are welcome, take a good rest and heal your injuries. Takehiko Ito said to Emi, Emi, please see off Mr. Su. Okay, brother. Zin got up and shook hands with Takehiko. Accompanied by Emi, he stepped out of the ward. At this time, Charlie and Nanako had just arrived at the hospital, standing at the elevator entrance waiting. Emi sent Zin and Josh to the elevator entrance, and said apologetically, Mr. Su, I have to take care of my brother, so I can't send you down. Zin smiled and said, Ms. Ito, please stay. Go back and take care of Mr. Ito. Emi nodded, and bowed 90 degrees, Mr. Su, take care. Zin waved his hand and stepped into the elevator. After the elevator door was closed, Zin asked Josh, who had been silent for a long time, what do you think, what does Takehiko Ito think? Josh thought for a moment, and said seriously, Master, I think that although Takehiko has a good disguise, he still feels a little afraid of you. Yeah. Zin nodded. It should be because of the fact that Matsumoto man's family is destroyed. Thinking about it now, what I did was really a little overdone. After he finished speaking, he waved his hand again and said indifferently, I don't care about him. I killed Matsumoto because he wanted to harm my son and daughter. He wanted me to end. If I didn't let him die, others would think I am weak. A soft persimmon, anyone can squeeze. Josh asked, will Takehiko dare not cooperate with us because of this? Zin snorted coldly, and said, give him some time to heal his injury first, and then come to him. At that time, we will have a cooperative approach, and there will be solutions for non-cooperation, don't worry. At this time, the elevator gave a ding sound and stopped on the first floor. Josh hurriedly stepped forward and said respectfully, Master please. When the elevator door opened, Zin took the lead. When Charlie saw the elevator coming, he was about to signal to let Nanako next to him go first. At this time, Zin had already stepped out. The moment he walked out of the elevator door, he directly faced Charlie's eyes. At this moment, Zin frowned slightly subconsciously, a familiar and unfamiliar aura that made him feel nervous. And Charlie, although he didn't know the man in front of him, but seeing the other person's eyes with full alertness and surprise, he couldn't help but glance at him more. The opposite man was in his early 50s, with a normal appearance and a normal figure. He was dressed very luxuriously. There was a bit of hostility between his eyebrows, and he looked like a cruel master. A face, but between the sparks and flints. There was Nanako beside Charlie, so she didn't pay too much attention to this man, and after passing by, he entered the elevator with Nanako. When the elevator door was closed, Zin suddenly stopped and looked back in the direction of the elevator. Josh on the side asked him, Master, what's wrong? Zin smacked his lips. Weird, the kid who entered the elevator just now has a familiar feeling. Josh asked curiously, do you have acquaintances in Japan? Zin said, there are many acquaintances, but there are really no such young people. Does the kid just now look like a 26 or 7? He is about the same age as Jufei, or 1 or 2 years older than Jufei. Josh nodded, it's about the same age as the young master. Do you know him? Do not know. Zin bit his lip and said with a black face, but he looks quite similar to an old friend of mine. Old friend? Josh asked curiously. Master, who is your old friend? Zin asked with a very cold expression. Have you ever heard others talk about Changying? Josh is not very young. This year is less than 40 years old. When Charlie's father, Changying, died, he was still studying abroad, and he didn't know what happened in Eastcliff at that time. Therefore, he couldn't help asking, Master, is the Changying you said belongs to the Wade family? Yes. Zin couldn't help thinking of Changying's heroic posture.